Well, yes. I just looking at my watch here. I'm just letting you know what time it is. It's time to pop in around the world, and we're going to take you guys today to Louisiana. So pack your bags, grab something to eat, move them feet. Let's get up and relax. We're about to go to Louisiana. Well, welcome, ladies and gents. Today, you're going to get something extra, lagniappe, as we head to Louisiana, or places like Baton Rouge, Dixieland, or New Orleans. So don't forget to ask, who's your mama? So who dat? And away we go. We're going to bring it in right now. Let me go ahead and pull this screen up so we can go ahead and share something for you guys today.
Hey, Alicia here from SASSY CAJUN channel, coming to you from Louisiana down on the bayou, popping in from around the world.
All right, welcome everybody. We are about to dive in. We are going to LSU, Louisiana. That's right. We're gonna go ahead and take a look. Let's kiss that frog, and let's see who just might be here today. A little bit of magic. We're gonna say hello. How's it going, Burns, Gem Pops, Mama J, Hidden Funko? How are you guys today? Just scrolling up. Baby Ice, Tats, Christina Payne, Geeky Mama Bear. Just going through there real quick. Funko Pops and Unicorns. Umpty, how's it going, everybody? Well, I hope you packed your bags. I hope you guys are ready to go into the town of Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Louisiana. That's right. That's where we're heading. But there's only one person that can help navigate this. So we're going to have to bring her aboard. So Miss Cajun herself, Miss Sassy Cajun, welcome to the stream.
Hello.
Hello, Sassy Cajun. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I am doing outstanding. I'm looking forward to learn a little bit more about Louisiana, your hometown. So welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Like I said, there's a lot to learn about Louisiana, just some of the things that I came across. So I'm really interested to know, a little bit more from your perspective. So I mean, we got so much out there, whether it's food, whether it's entertainment, whether it's history, whether it's folklore, anything that you want to talk about, that's what we're here for, is to show everybody what Louisiana is all about. So right now, like I said, we're just saying hi to everybody in the chat.
Yeah. Hello, Tats. Hidden Funko, Jim Pops, Baby Ice, Gigi Mama, Mama J, Christina. Did I miss anybody yet? Who else is in there?
So we have, like I said, Funko Pops and Unicorns, Umpty Scratch,
Caitlin.
Jim Pops, Mama J, we got Geeky Mama Bear. As we're going through, like I said, we will go ahead and go back through that. But right like now, like I said, it's a little Mardi Gras time. We're going to go ahead and get that shrimp and the corn and the crayfish.
Yeah, it's crawfish.
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 Uh-oh, crawfish.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is there like a difference when people say crayfish, crawfish? I mean, like,
that means they're not from Louisiana.
Well, I'm gonna get in trouble here because I'm probably gonna mess up a lot of the lingo.
Oh, I'm sure.
So when they say who's your mama, now people don't get offended by that, right? I mean, because it's kind of like asking, they may have gone to school with your mom or back in the days, right? So I've heard the term where they say, who's your mama?
No, it's how's your mom and them.
Oh, how's your mama and them? See, and that's what we're here for, folks, because this is her town, her backyard. She's gonna get it straight. Because like I said, we have a lot of things here in Louisiana. Now, one thing I was curious about, they have these velvet ants. Are you familiar? They're supposed to be like these ants, and they like, basically they're really like pretty looking, but if you get close to them, they sting you and like it'll hurt like hell. So I don't know if you've seen any of those or not, but I mean, it was something that when I came across, there was a Louisiana lady on YouTube, and she kind of mentioned that, and I was just kind of like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But Sassy, why don't you play tour guide for us and take things away a little bit and just kind of give us an idea. If we just came off of the train, the plane, and we're now in your hometown, where do you want to take us?
Well, first of all, you keep saying New Orleans and Baton Rouge, but I'm in Lafayette. So that's number one.
There we go, guys. So we're number one. We got to go to Lafayette.
And Lafayette is known. Let's see. I have it in my notes. Let's see. Lafayette, Louisiana has the most restaurants per capita in the state of Louisiana, because it's the residents are partial to spicy and flavorful dishes, and it attracts lots of tourists because of the food, traditions, the musical influences, and because of Mardi Gras. We have the second. Well, people say we have the second best Mardi Gras to New Orleans, but I prefer our Mardi Gras to New Orleans because it's more family oriented here.
So now, if I was to go in and go in and ask for like a sandwich,
a po' boy,
is that so? It's called a po' boy.
A po' boy, yeah.
Okay, and we also have, I believe, like some really interesting desserts. These are called like a bayonet or something like
A
that.
beignet.
Beignet. So, like I said, guys, this is why Sassy is here, because it's her backyard for her pronunciations. So we're going to kind of get into that a little bit. They, like I said, I know that they have a lot of interesting things, like donuts are really cool. I saw some interesting flavors of donuts. So food is really, really awesome in all these areas. You know,
Yes.
there's a lot. I mean, there's big portions there. I mean, like, what's one of your favorites? I mean, you have a place you guys, I know you probably do a lot of cooking at home, but I mean, when you guys go out, I mean, is there a place like, where would you take us in regards?
Well, it depends on what kind of food you want. If you want seafood, I would take you to Lanyo's because they have an amazing seafood buffet. You can get just about any kind of seafood you want. And
Okay.
it's been around for many, many years in our area.
So if someone's allergic to seafood, unfortunately, and they don't have the opportunity to dive into that, you know, what else does Louisiana have to offer in regards?
Boudin.
What's that?
Boudin.
Buddha. So is that like the Chinese god where you rub the porcelain belly?
No,
like,
I said Boudin, not Buddha.
Oh, okay. So what is that?
It's a sausage. It's pork and rice ground up together in a casing.
So pork and sausage. Okay. So, I mean, is it anything, you know, I mean, now you use this type of stuff. This type of sausage goes in like the gumbo, right?
Yes.
It's the same type of sausage here.
It's in a casing like sausage, but it doesn't look like. It's not exactly like that.
Okay. Now, some of the pictures that you kind of showed that you sent over to me, I kind of go through this a little bit. Obviously, you know, you got your little alligator. Now, is that an alligator or a crocodile?
That's an alligator, and it's an actual picture that I took from about 10, 15 yards from the alligator.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. And then they had this guy as well. Now, what is this?
It's a crane.
Now, is that
or egret? I'm sorry, they call that an egret.
Okay, an egret. And so, like, obviously, you know, now Louisiana seems to be a lot of water-based area. Yeah. So, I mean, is it like pretty much it's below sea level, like maybe 50% below sea level there?
New Orleans is, I think, the only part of Louisiana that's below sea level.
Okay.
And that's about 2 hours away from me.
2 hours away from you?
Mm-hmm.
Now, to go from one city to the other, I mean, is it a pretty much like, for me, I can drive 20 minutes down and I'm in the next city. I can drive, you know, pretty close within the city ranges. Do you have to go quite a ways for different cities, or?
Let's see. Baton Rouge is about an hour away. New Orleans is a couple of hours away. But where I live, it's a pretty big city. So I'm right outside of the city limits. So within 5 miles of where I am, I can be at Walmart or Taco Bell, or, you know, so I'm really not out in the country.
Okay. So now reminds me, when I see this, it reminds me of like Pirates of the Caribbean when I'm in Disneyland and I'm in that water and I see that little cabin, you know, just tucked away in the woods and stuff. Like, so what is this right here?
That would be like the kitchen help. Back in the old days, the slaves would be in the back of like the plantations, and they would have their own like living quarters in the back of the property.
Okay.
Like, see this? Oh, see this? The ladder on the right side. That would lead up to the attic, and that's where all the kids slept.
Oh, okay. So right in there.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have.
That's a plantation.
So that's a plantation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that something you know, that is near you guys? Is that something you just go and is that like a tour guide? Is that something that people are actually still living in, or what's going on with the plantation?
Okay, this one is about an hour and a half from me. It's closer to Baton Rouge area. There's a lot of plantations around Baton Rouge and St. Felician Parish. and there's a lot in the New Orleans area, and nobody lives in them anymore. They're mostly just tour. You got to pay to tour. That's another plantation.
Okay. Now, like I said, I enjoy the, the way everything's all set up and built, and you got all those rooms and everything. Definitely back in the day, they had some interesting houses for the plantations, and I know there's some stories, back there. Now, this is something that caught my attention that you sent over. This is the Bonnie and Clyde Ambush Museum.
Yes.
So now tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, have you ever heard of Bonnie? Well, of course, everybody's heard of Bonnie and Clyde, right?
Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde, absolutely. Love the movie, love the story, absolutely.
Okay, well, they were from Texas, and they would run through Louisiana quite often. And when they finally got caught, like they had family members that lived in Louisiana too. So when they finally got caught, it actually was a family member who had set them up with the police, and they were ambushed about I want to say probably 2 hours from me, 2 or 3 hours from where I live. There was a huge group of police that waited for I think 23 hours. I can't remember the exact time, but they waited for them to pass through that strip of road, and that's where they were killed.
Oh, wow. Okay. And now with this here, what is going on with this?
That's the stone that commemorates their spot of where they were killed.
Okay.
It's just like along the side of the road. It's like a little strip of road, and they have this and like another little plaque that talks about the dates and all that, and it kind of tells you a little bit about Bonnie and Clyde.
Interesting. And like I said, guys, if you have any questions, anything that we show, any questions that you guys want to know about Louisiana, you've been thinking about going there, anything in general, feel free, pop those questions in there, and we'll be more than happy to run them through, because that's what we're here for, is to learn about Louisiana. Now, I know that, just kind of touching on it, you guys, we have counties here.
Yes.
Now, for some reason, you guys have something that's called a parish.
Yeah, I put that in my notes to talk about it. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Give me a brief second to look over it. Because that was important, I thought. Anyway, let's see. Yes, Louisiana is the only state in the U.S. with political subdivisions termed parishes, which are local government equivalent to counties, and we have 64 parishes in our state.
Wow, 64. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Interesting. Hey, so we got Anthony Just Blaze, Frog Prince. Awesome. So obviously Frog Prince is here, and I know he's generally in that close to that area as well, right? Is he?
Frog Prince is in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, which is probably about 3 hours from me, maybe 3 or 4. Yeah. Okay.
Nice. So one of the things that, like I said, I've never been. I know they had a report that there's like 5 cities in Louisiana, Louisiana, that are known as. Sorry, my cat. Obviously, they want to jump up here right when I'm doing everything. You know what I mean? They want to start playing. They haven't seen me all day. So the thing is, there's like 5 cities that have been known as the happiest place around. Like there's a lot of, there's just a lot of things going on. They were voted as top 5 cities in the United States.
Yeah.
So what's it like? I mean, the people there, how would you walking through? I mean, how would you describe that? Like, what are we seeing?
Yeah, we're known as the happiest place, one of the happiest places on earth. Everybody is very welcoming. There's a lot of there are a lot of restaurants. There's a lot of festivals. Before pre-COVID, every weekend around the state of Louisiana, you can find a festival to go to, which entails there's like the Boudin Festival, the Crackling Festival, the Frog Festival, the Crawfish Festival. There, anything you can think of, there's a festival every weekend for. And what it is like little small carnivals, and they have music and all kind of Zydeco and Cajun music bands that come and play. And it's just there's always a party going on.
So they have the Jambalaya King Festival, right? That's something that like everybody. What's the difference between jambalaya and dealing with gumbo? Like, is there we have a difference between that?
Yeah, there's a big difference. Jambalaya is rice and chicken. No, jambalaya is sausage, and it's like a dry dish, and gumbo is liquid. Like that's a gumbo.
Okay, and so like I said, so that's your gumbo, and then something similar, like something like this. What type of stuff's going on here?
That just looks like rice and gravy with black eyes. Okay. And a little bit of greens and some sausage, maybe.
Nice. And then, of course, you obviously have some
fried catfish.
Yeah. So what like I said, you're the tour guide, so I know that there's a lot there. Back in the days, like I said, they had like a hayride radio program, which contributed to Elvis Presley, Johnny Cash, and Hank Williams. Baton Rouge, I know also is a site of American Revolution where, they had a battle that fought outside the original 13 colonies. Yeah. So there's a lot of history, a lot of stuff that's in there. It's a crawfish capital. You have festivals going on. It's really, really interesting. So kind of give us, a little rundown. I'm going to check, see if anybody had any questions here.
Another fact that I just learned a while ago was that Dolly Parton, at age 13, recorded her first song in Lake Charles, Louisiana, which is about an hour from where I am.
Nice. So Umpty Scratch says, what is file? Do you use it in your gumbo?
It's filet, and I don't know. I don't use it, but I do know people who do use it. Yeah.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, they say for gumbo that one of the keys to gumbo is making your own roux.
Right.
So when you make your own roux, is it like recipes handed down from generations? Is there secret ingredients? Like is water one of the? I mean, when you guys make your own roux, like what do you do? Like, I mean, what's the key for you?
I've never made a roux, to be honest.
Okay.
That's Mr. Cajun's thing. But from what I understand, it's water and flour, and you almost burn it, and it makes like a it's the beginnings of a gumbo.
So Anthony displays. He says that he's never had gumbo. So now, if somebody's never had gumbo, how would you relate that? Like, I mean, what would it be like?
Wait, what?
Is there only like one kind of gumbo? Like,
no, you can have any kind of gumbo. You can have chicken and sausage gumbo. You can have a seafood gumbo. That's the only two gumbos I know. You can have a turkey gumbo. Terrell's mom made grandma made a turkey gumbo one time. But gumbo reminds me of, say you're having a bad day and you walk in to a fresh pot of gumbo, it like turns your whole day around. It's a warm, inviting bowl of, how soup generally makes you feel better? I think here gumbo makes you feel better. They say you only eat it in cold weather. We eat it year round. Like, we'll put the air on so we can have gumbo.
Okay, nice. So, I mean, there's also something I thought was kind of interesting. I don't know how far you are from there, but there's Rain. It's called Rain. It's the frog capital, or frog city, frog capital.
Yep.
And I think, like I said, I know this probably wasn't you. I thought maybe when you were little, I was hoping that they have a contest They're kissing frogs. And so what's going on here? Like, what's going on in this city?
That is probably about 15 or 20 minutes from me. It's not very far. It's the frog capital. I mean, they have a festival and there's music and food and carnival rides and games, and they do beauty pageants and frog jumping contests and all kind of stuff.
So we also have the Princess and the Frog. Now I know Disney pulled some inspiration from one of the restaurants there in Louisiana somewhere. Do you know anything about that? Like, is there anything you heard of in regards? Because I know Disney had mentioned, there is a particular restaurant that was pulled for inspiration in regards.
No, I don't know which.
No worries. Like I said, that's one of the things that I kind of caught at the tail end, and I was just kind of excited to hear Princess and the Frog and Disney and stuff. So,
well, I know that the premise of it is to be New Orleans off the Mississippi River and on the steamboat and stuff like that, but I don't particularly know the restaurant.
Okay. So let's see here. Have you been to? Oh, that's Frog Prince. So, what do you guys go to? Like the festivals? I mean, is that like, let's say the Mardi Gras? Now, the Mardi Gras is supposed to happen shortly after Christmas. Is it like what's the typical situation with Mardi Gras?
Mardi Gras is usually between February and April. It's right before Fat Tuesday, which is a Catholic holiday where you it's called Fat Tuesday because you drink as much as you can and you eat everything you can, and then you go right before Easter you do like a it's called Lent. You give something up for Lent, and so you party the Tuesday before, and then Wednesday you go to church and you get your ashes, and then for 40 days you give up something that means a lot to you, like you quit drinking or you quit eating chocolate or something like that. Well, Mardi Gras is a bunch of parades where people throw beads. Yes, I didn't wear my beads.
So are you going to be giving up pops then through the
I'm not Catholic, so I don't do that. That's not part of my tradition. So
all right. Let's see here. So what's going on now? I know you have a pretty big river that it's supposed to be. Can you tell me a little bit about that? Like in town, where that is, or what's going on? There's supposed to be like a bridge, I believe, as well. The Bro Bridge, something like that, or there's a bridge, I believe, and these are things, like I said, I'm just trying to learn more about your town. There's a bridge where you have to go the speed limit. If you don't go to speed limit, they will give you a ticket. The longest, like it's over the course of water. It's like something that's been known, in your town.
Like Pontchartrain?
Well, you have,
or is it the Atchafalaya?
Well, that's why I'm just checking with you to make sure, because like I said, I know that there's a lot in your town, and I'm just trying to get an idea in regards. But I just know that there's supposed to be, I believe, I'm just kind of looking through my notes here too. So there's the in Metairie, the Lake
Metairie.
Yeah, Metairie.
Mm-hmm.
So it's what, 24 miles long. It's a long bridge.
That's the Pontchartrain, Lake Pontchartrain Bridge.
Yeah. So what's going on there?
Well, it's the longest bridge from what I understand, ever, like anywhere.
Have you guys went out there?
Oh yeah, we used to live fairly close to it for probably about 6 years. One side is a toll where you have to pay to get on it to go into Metairie, and then the other side you don't pay. It's weird.
Oh wow, okay.
We leave in Metairie to go into St. Tammany Parish.
Well, now correct me if I'm wrong, and like I said, I'm just gathering information, but there's supposed to be a Guydan, or I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right or not, but a Gudan or Gueydan.
Gator.
So I hear that. I mean, now we might want to let Mama J know, but I heard that it's the duck capital of the world.
Yeah, that's Gator.
So they may not allow Mama J in there. I'm not sure. But you
Have
know,
you heard of the Rougarou?
that was something I was going to get into. Yes,
Okay.
in regards, but since you did bring that up, the Rougarou, like I said, there is obviously every state has unique lore, and in Louisiana, there's folk tales, legends, superstitions, and one of the superstitions there is the Rougarou, which I believe, like I said, go ahead and kind of break that down. It's a creature, right? The Rougarou is a creature. It's kind of similar to like a wolf man, a body of a human, head of a wolf.
Yeah, they consider it like a werewolf type creature. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm surprised you have a picture.
That's what I'm pulling up right now.
Okay.
I did have it on my other computer at school, and I didn't transfer that over, but it's the Rougarou.
Right.
And there's a lot of different pictures in regards. So I don't know if I'm going to pull up closest.
Well,
I'm going to do this one just because it has the name on it.
okay.
But go ahead and give me some backstory of that.
Oh, well, it's a folklore of Cajun French Louisiana, and the story was actually born in France in medieval times. And people, they actually believed in, that was when they believed in werewolves. But the reason they made him up was to keep the children in line, to make sure they were behaving. Yeah, that's not even close.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. It's like they're obviously stretched.
I mean, it's close. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's got Rougarou on there, so that's why. Okay.
It was to keep the children in line, to make sure they were behaving, and to keep them out of the woods.
Keep them out of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Is it? I mean, there's a lot of different pictures, for the Rougarou that I'm seeing. So I don't know if you're able, if you see something that's similar and want to share it,
Okay, I'll have to click and see.
I mean, you can do that because obviously you kind of know. But I know that there is, a lot of folk tales and legends and superstitions. There's also one, I believe, called the Grunch. And it's supposed to be a razor-sharp teeth, legs of a goat, and the size of a man that lurks in tall grass, waiting for those who park their car. And I know recently they have paved that road. Legends say that it's a curse put on by Marie Laveau. So
I don't know about that.
Okay, it's the Grunch.
I know about Marie Laveau, but I don't know about the Crunch.
It's like the Grinch, but with a U instead of an I. The Grunch.
The Grunch. Huh? Yeah. Never heard of it.
Yeah, but you got Marie Laveau, and so Marie Laveau, obviously, when you deal with the House of Voodoo. So why don't we kind of talk about that as well? I know there's a lot of history with her. In regards, she was back in the 1800s, and obviously she was a hairdresser, but she also was in the midst of voodoo and crafts and just kind of like, everything in general that kind of goes around that area. She also had a daughter who also practiced, the same arts and was a little bit more theatric than her mom. But what is the history of that? Because I do believe they had a grave, okay, and in the grave site, it is now locked off. Like you can only get on through like a tour guide or something like that, because the mayor or somebody in the city of New Orleans or whatever the case may be, put it off limits, because there were times where people tried to dig up the grave. And then there was also tales about, like, you could go to the grave, mark an X on there, and if you say a wish, something that you want, and then you do like a spin 3 times. I don't know, something like that. Anyways, if the wish comes true, you're supposed to come back and bring an offering. So some of those tales that kind of come in there with her. Did you find anything on the Rougarou?
Oh, I didn't pull anything up. I'm looking at them, but
So let me ask you. Umpty says, do you know anybody that practices voodoo, or anybody that you've met in town, or is that still something that is prominent, where you are?
To me, what I brought up earlier today, just to kind of refresh myself, it did say that voodoo is widely practiced in New Orleans.
New Orleans. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I know that there's a way to say that some people get offended how you say New Orleans. So is it, can you give us, I know it's like New Orleans. Like, can you give us, is that proper? Like New Orleans? Like, how do you say it?
I say New Orleans, but if you're from New Orleans, it's Nolans.
Okay. And that's one of the things, like I said, because when you go in there, you want to get it kind of right. I know there's some cities. There's a city called Emel, right? It's like Himel or something like that, and the pronunciation is email, but it is looking like Heimel or something. I know that, obviously Louisiana is a big state, a lot of different cities. What is the capital of Louisiana?
Baton Rouge.
Baton Rouge. Okay. And now, if I'm not mistaken, you guys also have a large building, right? It's kind of like the Capitol building.
Yes, it's actually the largest state capital in the United States.
And the tallest building, it has like what, 34 floors?
Yes.
And so I mean that's obviously pretty cool. And now, what is something about? Now I know back in the days there was a place. It's called like Jean Lafitte. It was like a hideaway for pirates.
Jean Lafitte.
Lafitte. Okay. Kind of mainstream. Victor Crowley. That's right, Victor Crowley.
Yeah. I can't pull up the Rougarou. So
okay, no worries. But just take us in town. Like I said, you tell us what you want us to know about Louisiana. Because like I said, it is definitely a lot to explore. Some really cool places, and I know it's one of the you got the jazz. It's home to jazz. So I mean, yeah. What do you love about Louisiana?
Well, Marie Laveau wasn't just a voodoo or a hairstylist. She was also a midwife, and she also practiced root work, and she was a herbalist. So, and her alternate spelling of her name was Laveaux, because most Cajuns, their last names are Eaux. So like it would be Boudreaux would be Boudreaux instead of the normal way you would think it would be. The way spellings is different. So like it looks like it would be Hebert, but it's Hebert.
So is this anywhere near, like, I mean, is this something that's still prominent as far as like, is it like, I don't know, is there like museums or?
Yes, there's a museum, there's a walking tour. There's probably about 2 or 3 walking tours that you can do in New Orleans. There's a vampire one. There is a haunted one, because there's a lot of haunted areas all over the state of Louisiana. So there's all kind of different tours that you can tour in New Orleans. So New Orleans is the big hotspot for a lot of tourists, and people seem to love it, but the crime rate is not that great there.
And okay. And I know like there's certain places when they have the Mardi Gras that are more that are safe, and there's some that are like, okay, maybe don't go in that side of the area. Um, now do you go down and celebrate, like hang out with the Mardi Gras scenes, or is it something you kind of lay low on?
I don't go to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. It's too many people, and it's not my scene. It's a lot of drinking, and I don't drink very often. So Lafayette is more of a family, like Mardi Gras. If you want to go party, have a good time with your friends, then yes, that's the place to go. But if we had a family, so we would stay in Lafayette and go to Mardi Gras because the crowds aren't as big, and it's more of a family hometown feeling.
Okay. Now I know in Louisiana, I've heard the terms Cajun Creole. Mm-hmm. So if I was coming in, like how do I make that proper? Like, how do I know what's what?
Okay, well, Cajuns came from France and Canada, and Creoles came from Haiti. And there are some Native Americans that are considered Creole as well.
Okay, so kind of mainstream says Madame Delphine Lalaurie.
No, I don't know. Never heard of her.
Never. She might be. I wonder if he's referring to like American Horror Story, something along those lines. So I know now. I don't know full history with you, but I know how long have you lived there? Have you lived there your whole life?
Yes, pretty much. Only 2 years. I lived in Texas for 2 years, but other than that, I've lived just in Louisiana.
So, okay, back in August 29th, 2005, we witnessed a Category 3 at landfall Hurricane Katrina.
Yes.
80% of the city was flooded. It was closed until October. Now, was this something that affected you directly, obviously, or was it something that anything that you remember about this?
It didn't affect us directly at all. Thankfully, we had no damage. New Orleans was completely destroyed, and many people lost their lives. It was a real sad time for our state, for sure.
Okay. And I know they've gone through now. As hurricanes, is there something that I've never experienced one. I've never come with Mother Nature in that regards. I've only done like an earthquake, a huge earthquake. Do you deal with it, Mother Nature?
Yeah, we had 3 hurricanes this year, almost back to back.
So what do you do? Do you have like a cellar storm, like a storm cellar? Like, I mean, like what do you guys do for hurricanes when you know they're coming? Like, I mean, what's it? Take us through.
No, they're because of the state being so low, like below sea level and stuff like that. We don't have basements. They wouldn't survive because it's too wet. So we don't have basements. All you do is board everything up and leave if you don't want to weather through the storm.
Okay.
Yeah, stockpile toilet paper. Yeah.
So what? Give us some. Like I said, give us some more. Hey, my dark, how are you? Well, like I said, this is Louisiana.
That's how I feel. He's like, I'm the only one up here.
I'm here.
I know, but I want to look at you too. I don't want to just look at myself.
I got my LSU.
Me too.
Roll. But one of the things that, like I said, I mean, I'm just enamored with some of the stuff I've been able to just come across on my own, in regards. And like I said, I'm just curious, to let me know more about now the purple, the gold, and the green. I know that the colors, for like LSU and all that, it used to be, I think, like blue and white, but then they changed it. And like purple means justice, gold is power, green is faith. Now it seems to me that Louisiana is a huge sports, area as well. I mean, you
Yeah.
also New Orleans, you got the Saints, you got LSU. So you walk us through, like, what is your town like around the Super Bowl time, or when sometimes you guys host a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, so it seems to me that it's a huge party town. A lot of people loved or to put it on their list to go to, Louisiana.
Yeah.
So obviously, what is that draw that's around with sports?
Well, it's definitely a huge moneymaker, but like again, COVID has almost, I'm sure, pretty much bankrupt our state for the next probably year because of the fact that everything, like all the festivals have stopped. Mardi Gras is canceled for this year. The
But the Saints are in the playoffs.
yes,
So
but the mayor is being weird about people being in the Superdome. So the revenue from people going to the games is stopped because there's a limitation on how many can be in there. Now Bourbon Street is still the same and it's packed as usual. But even if you didn't go to the game, there was places set up outside where you can almost be at the game but not be at the game. And then there's bars and restaurants all over the place that are always broadcasting the games. And it's a huge moneymaker. That Mardi Gras and the festivals that happen, because there's a big jazz fest that we have every year too that lasts, I think, almost a week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I mean, what would you like for us if we're going to only be there for a week and we're hanging out with you? I mean, what would you like to take us to see? Like, what is something that is a must in Louisiana?
It's a good question. I think mostly just to see how beautiful it is, like just the pretty swamp pictures that I sent. I mean that was just down the road from the house. You could go and it's just beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there is, like I said, you have that, that now. Do you see how the water just kind of is sitting there like high rise? I mean, is that a lot around your area?
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously, like I said, when you showed me the picture of this little guy right here, it's pretty. Now he blends in. So I mean, if you're not paying attention, I mean, he can just come in there and snap at you.
The other day we were in town and somebody had this. I want to say it was at least a 12-foot alligator on a trailer in the back of his truck, and I'm just like, in the middle of town. It was like, what? That's crazy. Like you see them in nature, but you don't expect to see them in the middle of town, on the back of somebody's trailer.
So now, what about drinks? Now, I don't. So the Frog Prince says if you visit Bourbon Street, make sure to get a hand grenade drink.
A hand grenade or a hurricane.
How's it going, Adam? How are you, bud?
Hey, Adam.
Chris Canel. So like I said, when you look at, Louisiana, I mean, there's just so much to offer and so much to provide. So like, tell me, like, why Louisiana? What drew Louisiana to you?
Well, I was born here.
Okay. but you left. You went to Texas.
Well, I was in high school when I went to Texas. I kind of had no choice because, I had to follow my mom because she, had gotten a better job and decided to go there. But even moving away from Lafayette, always, like, we moved a couple hours away. We've lived an hour away, but we always draw back to Lafayette just because it's home. There's no place to me. Now, people like to go to New Orleans because of the partying and Bourbon Street and, that good stuff. But to me, I don't know if it's because I'm from Lafayette or because I'm partial, but to me, the food is better in Lafayette than it is in New Orleans Now, people can argue with me on that if they want, but I personally feel like the food is better here than in New Orleans.
Well, let me show you this food real quick. Like, what
Okay.
is this something like? I mean, okay, peppers and you got some sauce. Like, I mean, is spices and hot stuff, is that really typical in Louisiana? Like, everybody likes everything hot?
In my area, that was one thing I read earlier, that the residents of Lafayette area like their food spicy and flavorful. It's not as spicy in New Orleans area.
Okay.
I think that comes from the Creole and the Cajun part. Like the Creole is they use more tomatoes and stuff like that in their food, as we use spices and pepper and stuff like that.
So what about like entertainment shops? I mean, like, what do you do? Like I said, here we are, first day there, and we just got done eating, having some great food. Like, where are you going to take us? Like, where's the place that it's like, okay, like, hey, let's go check this place out. Like, where's this historic? Is it like downtown? Like, I mean, what should we see?
Oh, if you were with me, I would probably take you to downtown. We have a sign that says Lafayette, and like the letter Y is missing, so you make the Y, so you become part of Lafayette.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then there is a Borden's ice cream shop that is like the oldest business that has been in Lafayette. I think it's probably one of the older businesses. It's like the old style where you get the ice cream cone and the shakes and, like an old style ice cream shop.
Oh, okay.
And then from there, we would jump on the Atchafalaya Bridge and cross the Atchafalaya River, and we would go to Baton Rouge to the state capitol.
Now, is there going to be some dancing and music going on? We're going to, or are we going to go back into that frog festival, kissing contest and have some fun with that? It reminds me of Michigan J Frog.
Yeah, well, we could do some dancing because there's a place called Acadian Village where you can go and see old time Louisiana style houses, and then there's a blacksmith that makes stuff while you're there, and then they show you how they used to make mattresses out of moss. And there's a restaurant there where it has Cajun food there, and then they have bands that play our Cajun music, and it's a cool little experience. We have another place called Vermilionville as well.
Okay. What like I said, when you look at Louisiana and you have all the things that are there, one of the things that obviously interested me was Marie Laveau, and the voodoo stuff. And then I know that they have the crawfish capitals of the world. They seem to have like these capitals of the world, jazz, jazz, crawfish.
Yeah, rice.
Rice.
Yeah.
And, like obviously you guys have the tallest state capitol building, which is really cool. Now, have you ever been there? Have you been able to go up top floor?
Yeah, it's nice.
And then just kind of looking at, the terms that I've heard, like obviously po' boys, king cake, jambalaya, and then how do you pronounce it again? The bayonets? Beignets. All right. And then obviously like there's a place called Aunt Sally's Praline. Anything familiar with that? I know that's supposed to be like an older establishment, like a restaurant eatery.
Did it say where it was?
No, I just kind of I jotted that down, and I just like I said, I put a lot of things on my notes. And
no, but I do have one interesting fact too. The Conrad Rice Mill is located in what's called New Iberia, Louisiana. It's the oldest independently owned rice mill still in operation. And it was established in 1912.
Oh, 1912. So Cherie says that the Cafe Du Monde.
Cafe Du Monde.
Yeah, so she says it's overrated. So I mean, is that like a place that a lot of people will go to? I mean,
Oh yeah, that's definitely one of the places you have to go to when you go to New Orleans.
okay. Um, Now, what else? What about traditions in that town? Like, I mean, what's Christmas like? Normally, and I know we're in a pandemic state, but I mean, normally, what would you see around maybe Christmas time? Anything? You guys have any parades? Anything?
Yeah, we have a Christmas parade, and then at Acadian Village, they have probably for about a month straight, they completely decorate the whole place. And there's Christmas lights everywhere. There's carnival rides. There's food you can buy. There's people that are, singing. Like different schools will come in and sing Christmas carols, or little bands from different schools will come in and play, and adults come in and they have singing groups and choirs and stuff like that, and performances throughout the month.
Okay. And guys, we actually provided a quiz today. We have a 10-question quiz on Louisiana as well. And like I said, Sassy, you're more than welcome to play it. I was going to pull that up, but while I'm doing that, why don't you go ahead and just kind of walk us through like some of your favorite places, like that you call home, obviously, that you enjoy. How about, why don't you tell us a story about you and Mr. Cajun? How'd you guys meet? Is there a favorite place that you guys frequent?
Actually, we met in a gas station at 2:00 in the morning.
2:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So that's an interesting start. So go ahead and explain a little bit more.
Oh, jeez. Oh, okay. My mom was working at a gas station, and she worked the overnight shift. And he would go in every morning on his way to work and just say hey, and they would chit chat. So one morning I decided to stop in to tell her hey, I had been out partying, and they were talking, and I kind of nudged her and was wondering who it was, because they just kept talking away, and I'm just looking at him like, this is something good to look at. So she introduced us, and then that was it. And then about a few weeks later, she got promoted to the day shift, and I started working the night shift. So then he started coming in on my shift, and we got pretty friendly. And he started taking out my trash and mopping my floors. And he lived down. It's the craziest story.
So kind of mainstream says that's romantic.
When somebody mops your floor, yeah, absolutely. So he lived down the road, and he said he had a pool at his apartment, and I said, wow, I'm about to go swim one day, And he says, well, you can go swim anytime you want. And I said, yeah, well, I'm not going to go by myself. And, I said, I don't know anybody, so I'm not going to go. I was still 18. I was a baby.
Now, is it just me, guys? But do you see the glow on her cheeks when she's talking about it, and how excited, like how you can tell, like going on the story, she's just kind of like she's just like would be twiddling her hair and all excited about back in the days. Anybody in the chat? You guys have any questions for Sassy Cajun? Anything that you want to throw in that direction? In regards, like I said, Louisiana. Great place, great food, so much to offer. They said that, there's like 5 cities that rank in as one of the top places to live as far as people being happy and just overall just really nice.
Yes.
In regards there. So, I mean, you obviously have your sports, with your Saints, there's a lot pretty much there, to offer. So, like I said, this is your town. So anything that you want to throw out there, be my guest. Something that we should know, a fact, anything, anything that there's like I think there was a picture you sent me. Let me double check. There's like a big tree, right?
Yeah, that's an old tree. I think it's like 500 years old.
Where's that bad boy?
I would love questions if anybody has a question. Not that I have the answer, but I'll answer questions.
There it is. Okay, so
yes,
this is
that tree is over 500 years old, and that's downtown in my city.
Now he looks like he's got some eyes going on over here.
Yeah, isn't that cool looking?
Yeah, and I mean it's like one of those movies, where like even like The Wizard of Oz, where the tree comes to life.
Yeah.
I mean, you get that kind of feeling with it. Now, is there a lot of marshland, or do you have like forests? Like, I mean, how is this set up, geography wise?
There is marsh and forest, just not in my backyard. I have to go probably about 15-20 minutes to see something like that.
So Frog Prince says, have you visited the Myrtles in St. Francisville?
Yes, that's where some of the pictures were from, was from St. Francisville. The plantation pictures and stuff, that a lot of the pictures he was showing earlier was from St. Francisville.
So what is your favorite part about being in Louisiana? Like, I mean, is it the gas station at 2 a.m.? What do you enjoy? I mean, is there a place that you just like, maybe on a Sunday, you guys just always love to go there, like no matter what? I mean, you know what I mean? Like there's always a place in town that you just kind of like, I mean, is there a place you go to just kind of collect your thoughts a little bit and just kind of have some peace?
There is a really cool park called Girard Park, and there's a huge like lake in it, and they have sidewalks. You can walk all the way around it, and it has ducks, and there's like a little bridge, and then there's like a gazebo part, and it's really beautiful and very peaceful sometimes. But it's right by the college.
Right by the college?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it gets kind of crowded then a little bit?
Sometimes, but there are times where you can go and nobody's there, so it's nice.
Okay, so we have a picture of this bridge here. Let me go ahead and add that and bring that up, because I thought it was pretty cool looking. Real quick. So it's like over like a little pond, and see if this is correct.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. It's got the autumn colors, and like I said, just kind of hanging out there, walking that little area right there. It's pretty cool.
Yep.
So is that the type of colors that you would see this time of the year? Fall, like, is it like, like the colors of the trees? I mean, is it your typical seasons that you get, like winter, summer?
We don't really get seasons here.
Yeah.
I mean, just last week or yesterday or 2 days ago, I was wearing shorts. So we have winter days, which could probably equal to maybe 3 weeks here and there. It's not like it's cold, chilly right now, but we don't have like a winter. Somebody said something one day about a long sleeve shirt or a jacket, and I said, yeah, I get to wear that at least one day a year.
What about music there? I mean, obviously there's jazz, there's a lot of different styles of music. What do you guys partake? What do you take in for music?
Oh, the music here is Cajun music or Zydeco music. I don't always listen to it because it just gets old after a while, but it is, if you want a taste of it, it's in my intro and my outro now, because I wanted people to get a part of Louisiana when they come to visit my video.
Yeah, and so we got Girard Park. Now, do you guys do some like dancing? Like, is there like places you guys, you and Mr. Cajun go and tear up the rug?
Nah, we used to be real partiers, but since we started having kids, that kind of stopped. I haven't been out in a bar in over 10 years.
Okay. So yeah, we're just kind of like going through. So if you guys have any questions, definitely throw those out there. We also have like just a little quiz to take here. Let me go ahead and share the screen.
Oh, jeez.
And
Yeah, Cherie said our furry boots are just for show. That's right.
so joinmyquiz.com. Let me go ahead and get that up to where I can share it.
Tell them what they'll win with the quiz.
Sassy's going to send you a whole month supply of gumbo.
Not.
Well, Sassy, this is your town. So what would you like to offer out? Anything in general? Basically, what we'd like to do is when we do these guys, this is obviously our inaugural show, our kickoff. And how it's going to work is the first couple of weeks. So we're going to talk about Sassy with her hometown, Louisiana. You know, and then the next time we're going to visit South Lake Tahoe, California, and I'm going to show you the backyard and the beautiful areas of South Lake Tahoe and what we have to offer here. And then from there, we're going to take you on to other places. So there's people that are going to come on to our show. Sassy has lined a couple people up already. And they're going to be submitting some videos of what's going on in their area. Just kind of give you a little bit of taste. And then even yourself, if you're interested in showcasing your hometown, your city, feel free to reach out to us. You know, we can set that up. That's kind of what we're looking to do, is just give you guys an opportunity to go to different places. You know, you may have said, hey, you know what, I always wanted to kind of go to Louisiana, or, you know, maybe I wanted to go to this particular place. And the person that's talking about it just might kind of seal the deal, you know, or you might be like, maybe it's not as what I wanted, or whatever the case. But we want to be able to provide that to you guys, right? Right, Sassy?
Yeah.
So that's kind of what we're doing. And so Sassy has agreed to kick it off with Louisiana. And you know, like I said, next trip we're gonna go. Hopefully, maybe we'll get some snow. Show you some great parts here in Tahoe that we call home, and that we get a lot of tourists to come and see. So, like I said, we have joinmyquiz.com. And did I put that in the chat? I can't.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. And this is a 10-question quiz just on Louisiana. But generally, what we would like to do for people that do win, we would like to put them on a wheel, right?
Yes, top 3.
Okay, top 3 goes on a wheel. And then at the end of the month, we're going to go ahead and come up with a winner, right?
Yeah, well, first off or last off, it doesn't matter.
And generally what we're going to do is we're going to try to put together like a prize pack of that month, like whoever the places that we visited. So like, for example, you might get something from South Lake Tahoe. You're going to get something probably from Louisiana. Other places, you know, other places that we go and visit, we're going to have obviously the people that come on. And it's not necessarily going to be anything big. Just something, some little trinkets, something, you know, you might get a sweatshirt, you know, you might get something, a t-shirt or something, you never know. But that's kind of what we're looking to do. And just, you know, have some fun with it and give you guys an opportunity to see something a little bit different out there. So once again, if you are interested in showcasing your hometown, reach out to us, either myself or Sassy, and we'll get that going. So, all right. Sassy, are you in there, Sassy?
Yeah.
All right.
No, in the game, no, I'm not going to play.
Okay. So right now we have Gem Pots, McTina, the Culinary Trapper. Here we go again. Frog Prince, Hidden Funko. So I'm just going to give it a quick second, just kind of see maybe if we get like up to 10, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So other than that, guys, that's kind of what we're doing. We're also looking. McDoricks also asked earlier. They wanted to know which one they wanted you to say which one they were.
It's Christian.
Oh, it's Christian.
Yeah.
but yeah, that's kind of what we're looking to do, is just have a little bit of fun with it. So it's gonna obviously take part in a lot of people that come on to the live and provide something a little bit different, because we collect and we all do a lot of good things, and even there'll be some videos where maybe they're doing hunts in some of their malls or something. You know, obviously we're dealing with the COVID, and once that kind of gets, you know, in a different direction, but it definitely would be nice to explore, you know, other areas and just kind of have that opportunity to walk around with that person in their hometown. And if there's places you'd like to see, you know, let us know too. You know, maybe we can reach out to that particular person that might be in that area and see if they're willing. Go ahead, Sassy.
And if they are wanting a lot, like we could go live, and then I could be at a certain place, and they could see. Say, like if I was at the Capitol, I mean, obviously I can't go this time of night, but you
Right.
know, we could plan some kind of event maybe on, you know, a Saturday or a Sunday, to where we could take them live to that place if they
Yeah.
wanted to, you know.
And that's what Sassy is wants to do in that Louisiana area as well. So we'll have little times throughout the year where we'll add that in. It might be just one particular moment. It could be an all-day event. It could be something, you know, in relation to Louisiana that we just kind of want to show you guys. So that's kind of what the premise, you know, will be. We appreciate everybody coming in and supporting and hanging out. And like I said, we're here for your questions as well. So the culinary says he's still new to Colorado, but he knows about North Carolina.
Okay.
And like I said, and it can be any places that you want to recommend that you know a little bit about. It's not a problem. I know there's a lot of great places out there. So I'm gonna hold on a second here. So we're gonna run that.
And
so
while they're playing the game, I'm gonna tell you or everyone the different state things, like the bird, the state dog, the flower, all that good stuff.
all right. So this is what is the state dog?
The state dog is a Catahoula leopard dog.
No, not the cat. What's the dog? What's the state dog? Not the state cat.
Catahoula leopard dog.
Okay, I don't know if you quite heard me, Sassy. I said, "What's this, the dog? What's this?" Not you keep saying cat, and I want to hear the dog. So what's the dog?
Catahoula. Catahoula leopard dog. Catahoula is a type of dog.
All right, guys, we can't seem to reach her, so we're gonna have to just go with that. Okay. So kind of mainstream is saying Delphine. Well, this is Delphine LaLaurie. This is she was a serial killer, it shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, some history with that.
Cool.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and run this for you guys. We'll start it right now.
I'm gonna write that down real quick so I can do some research.
And I'm going to take the music off a little bit. So, you know, Sassy, how does your kids adjust, you know, being there, like because this is all they've known, right? They've never gone anywhere else. Do you guys travel places? Do you go when, you know, have you taken?
Oh yeah, we travel a lot.
Okay. Do you stay within the state, or do you go to like out different, you know, places that you like to go to?
We try to go to a different state every year.
A different state. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even for myself, I go into a different state. Sometimes I'm in a state of joy, state of sadness. Sometimes, you know,
yeah,
I can have that once in a while. But definitely, like I said, so Sassy, tomorrow's our last day in Louisiana. You know, where are you taking us that we missed?
Oh, well, if you're spending the night, then we definitely have to take a day trip to New Orleans, because we have to go to Jackson Square and see the beautiful cathedral. And you have to go to the French market and get your beignets. You have to take a trip down Bourbon Street to look at all the shops. And well, the French Market has so many. It's this cool like corridor
So
of
a lot in
nothing
the
but,
French
it
Market?
looks like a flea market with nothing but vendors on top of vendors, and then there's shops everywhere, and then there's panhandlers, and then there's people playing a musical instrument for money, and there's artists out there painting pictures for you to buy their art. There's you can get in a like a horse and buggy and take a trip around the New Orleans on the horse and buggy and find out about the history. There's so much to do in New Orleans. It's a really amazing. Yep, there's a French Market. That whole line on each side, that whole walkway, it's full of people, full of vendors. And
So
there's
it's like a kind of like a strip mall or something.
yeah, but outside,
And
that's open air.
and kind of mainstream. When I say strip, it doesn't mean like everybody just takes clothes
Yeah,
off.
don't take off your clothes, please.
So obviously, like I said, there's a lot of, what about the jazz? I'm really interested in the jazz, but and obviously with the food and everything.
Beignets.
Is there really cool places to go and listen to jazz music?
In New Orleans, yes.
New Orleans, okay.
There are some restaurants here that play Cajun. They play Cajun French and Zydeco music. There, you can go and eat, and there's a live band playing, and a dance floor for you to dance.
Hey, Campbell's, how are you?
There's probably 2 or 3 places like that around this area, but jazz that's all New Orleans.
Okay, so all right, so it looks like 8 out of 9 are done. Let's see if there's so here we go again. I'm going to take that off. All right.
Wait, you got to write down the top 3. Did you write them down?
All right, watch. Well, it's going to tell me, but right now we have Frog Prince, Gem Pops, and Umpty.
That doesn't surprise me.
So let me go ahead and take this off and see if that changed at all. Kind of mainstream says, can we play it again?
Gator rigged. Who was Gator rigged? That's funny.
So yeah, it says Frog Prince, Gem Pops, and Umpty. So you guys will be going on our wheel at the end of the month. So let me go ahead and review this. So Sassy, you can go ahead and walk this through a little bit. Okay. So Louisiana sandwiches, what are they known as?
Po' boys.
Po' boys. They're not sloppy joes. They're not footlongs. They are po' boys.
Foot rolls.
The capital, Louisiana,
is Baton Rouge. Yep.
Baton Rouge.
Yep.
Right. New Orleans is known as what? As the what capital of the world? New Orleans.
Jazz. Yep.
Yes, the jazz music.
Yep.
All right. This place is home to the longest bridge. Now, see, as you can see, there's a lot of water surrounding the areas and stuff. And from what I understand, that bridge, if you do go past, they'll give you a ticket. So if you don't go that speed limit on that bridge, they're going to give you a ticket. But it is in, pronounce that name?
Metairie.
Metairie.
Yep.
All right. And so this here is called how would you pronounce this one?
Bro Bridge.
And this is, as like the picture shows, crawfish.
Crawfish capital, yes.
Yes. All right. So Louisiana Voodoo Queen, we did talk about her as Marie Laveau. Mary Sanderson's from Hocus Pocus, and Sally Owens was from it was Sandra Bullock character. I can't think off the top of my head, but I know it was Sandra Bullock, and Marie Largo is just a name. Louisiana does not have counties. Instead, they have parishes.
Yep.
So a partridge in a parish tree.
But everybody did pretty good on this.
The tallest state capitol building has how many floors? Yes, it is 34 floors. the town of Jean Lafitte, or Fit.
Yeah, Jean Lafitte.
We did talk about that was the hideaway for pirates. And to make a great gumbo, we talked about, making your own roux. That's right. You want to definitely don't let it sit for 1 week straight. So
You sea salt. That's funny.
but yeah, that's generally what we have in regards. You have Louisiana. Yeah, and that's what we're here is to learn. It was practical magic. That's right. Good job, mainstream. But that's kind of what it is. Mainstream was gator rigged.
Oh, okay.
But with Louisiana, anything you guys want to know, like in regards, like anything that you have questions about, for Sassy, in regards. Now, Sassy, do you have any interesting stories? As we're kind of starting to wrap things up, do you have any interesting stories that have happened? Have you met some celebrities? Have you, have you had to pull an alligator's mouth open to save Mr. Cajun? What's anything that you can tell us?
Mm.
Hey, what's up, Fritzy? So Fritzy said, what do we have here? So one of the things that we're doing, Fritzy, is with our show, it is basically we are going to go to that person's hometown. So today it's Sassy. She lives in Louisiana. So she's talking about some things in her hometown. We were showing some food, some interesting key points to Louisiana, just kind of going from there. So the premise of this show will be to introduce places around the world, whether, like I said, whether it's something like Japan or United Kingdom or, Pennsylvania or Florida or California, Texas, places like that, cities, and we just want to give people an opportunity to come on and talk about, what's going on, what's important about their town. Like I know in Pennsylvania, it is also known as one, I believe Hershey's, the plant Hershey's is in there.
Yeah, there's a theme park as well.
Yeah, so she lives in Louisiana. So that's just one place, Louisiana. That's it. No city, and she has parishes. She lives in parishes. There's no strawberries.
One parish. I don't live in several parishes.
Yeah, no strawberries or apples, just a parish.
Well, actually, the strawberry is the state fruit.
State fruit. Okay, very, very cool. Well, like I said, if you guys have questions for her, let me know. And, Sassy, if there's anything you want to throw out there, like I said, this is your hometown. So, if there's any particular facts that you can think of that, you have that you'd say, hey, look, don't forget about this. Was there any movies that were filmed near you?
When we lived in St. Tammany, there was one just a couple of miles down the road. There's been a lot of movies filmed in Louisiana.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. She has a cat. The state, she thinks it's a dog. She keeps calling it a cat, but I mean, hey, it is what it is. What about So is it, if you guys, you're there for life? I mean, this is a place you're like, this is where I want to be. Like, this is home for me. This has always been and always will be.
Probably because like I said, we've moved before and we always seem to end up back here. I've always wanted to travel, but I think that's just what we do on our vacation. That way, you get a taste of other places, but then you always come back home,
So what's the name Sassy Cajun? Like, I know Cajun is part of, like I said, we talk Creoles and Cajuns, but how do you throw Sassy in there?
Attitude.
Can you attest to that, Caitlin and Fritzy? Does she have attitude?
I mean, I can. For the most part, I'm really a sweet person, but there are times where I put the sass in, but I try to be, a good, nice person for the most part.
Okay.
But I can be sassy.
And like I said, guys, there are going to be times when Sassy is going to be out and about doing some live with her phone, showcasing some things at the time, as well as I will be here in Tahoe, and just kind of showcasing a little bit as well. And then the premise is to bring people on and just kind of get a tour of their place, their food, what makes where they live, a place that they enjoy. And that's what we're looking forward to. So we will be doing this. We will be popping in around the world, and you never know where we might be popping in next. But that's, our show today. Unless you guys have any questions, let us know. But we want to, it's not a live where we're going to keep it a long live. We'll occasionally introduce some things, talk about some things, do like a quiz. At the end of the month, you guys will go on a wheel. We'll try to do a giveaway where we're going to put a lot of things in from the places we visit, and just kind of go from there. So, looking forward to it. It's something Sassy and I have talked about for a while now, and we're getting it going together. And like I said, who knows? You could be next showcasing your hometown. So this is Eric, Two Boys and Their Pops.
Yeah, this was kind of like our trial run. So I mean, it'll only just get better from here,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, eventually we'll get Sassy to recognize that she has an actual dog as her state, and not the cat. But and just so you guys know, so Sassy, do you have anything going on to end the week?
Oh, you have a live with Clara and Jim Pops on Saturday, and whoever else decides they want to come hang out with us.
All right, so that's what time is that?
Saturday at 5 her time, so 4 Central.
So 5 Eastern, 4 Central, 2 o'clock Western.
Yes, there you go.
So just so you guys know, also you have the Funko Bunker and Clara. They are going to be having their show tomorrow as well. And I think the guy who created the Cutie Corn, I believe, is going to be on there. So that's something to look forward to. Also, we are looking to, Robert and I are going to come back on with Scream Stream, talk about the upcoming horror movies for the year of 2021, and just have a little bit of fun. And then also on Saturday, guys, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific, I'm going to be sitting down with Ari Lehman, who was the boy who came out of the water in Friday the 13th. So he's known as the first Jason. So if you've seen that movie, at the end, he comes out of the water and grabs her and pulls her in. So I will be sitting down having an interview with him on Saturday at 6 p.m. So we have that. And then, like I said, we got a lot of things coming on through heading into this month. There's a lot of stuff that's going on, and a lot of channels have some great stuff. So I think this is going to be a great year. I can already see all the creativity that's starting to take place. And,
why don't you tell them about Umpty's website?
You can I know Umpty does have his website, and he was I know he's working also on his logo and stuff. He was gonna get into that a little bit more.
Well, he has a website that has all the lives on YouTube that he knows of, and people's birthdays and stuff like that you can go to and click on who has a live on what day and what time and whose channel and all that good stuff.
Which is pretty cool, because it gives you an opportunity to say, oh, is anybody going live today, or maybe you forgot, or
yeah, it's kind of like a TV guide, but it's a YouTube guide.
It's an Umpty guide.
An Umpty guide.
It's an Umpty guide, and he'll let you know what's going on, and you can check things out. So that's a cool idea. And like I said, there's a lot of creativity shaping up, this year, and I think it's exciting. We got later on this month too for In the Spotlight. Smy World is going to be coming on, and then also the gentleman. Doc's, the guy that played the finger music.
Yeah, Doc Brass.
Doc Brass. He's going to be coming on In the Spotlight at the end of the month with me as well. He'll be playing some music, and we'll actually get behind him a little bit and kind of know a little bit more about him. So we have that coming up, and that's stuff to look forward to, as well as you're still going to be on Homespun doing some stuff, or is that going to change at all? Or
I am not 100% sure, but I noticed that he did say my name last night, so I guess I am continuing on Mondays with them, I think. So we'll just see how that goes, and Saturdays with Clara, and most of the time Sundays, depending on what's going on. But
well, that's the thing. There's always something every day. There's always somebody to hang out with. It's like every day it's cheers, because you can go in and we all are starting to know each other really well, and even new people that have come into the fold, like Gem Pops and the Culinary Trapper. We still have Mr. Techbot. Mr. Techbot is here. I'm actually going to be on his show tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome.
He has a live stream that he's doing tomorrow as well. So it's going to be a fun-filled weekend, guys. I still have my 1K celebration that I'm going to put together, because I want to be able to put a lot of stuff, give it out and give back to a lot of the people that support in the community. I'm also real close to 2K on Instagram, so I'm going to kind of combine those. So there's a lot of stuff to be given away in the next month, and we're just going to have some fun. Let's have some fun this year. Let's do it. Some people are doing some great things. Great.
Yeah, we have some box battles coming up. We have the swap that Mama J puts on that's coming up. I'm involved with a swap with frog prints. Well, I think you are too, huh?
Yeah.
We have that coming up. So there's a lot of things, a lot of cool things coming up. I really am excited to see the new year, and hopefully COVID, kind of starts going away some, so we can all start being able to meet each other in person and, getting to join the family together, because it really has become more of a family than anything else. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we are finding new people. You're getting to know people, having conversations, on a regular basis, and it's awesome because there's a lot. Like, I never realized who I have people in common with, or when I have conversations like, oh, you like that too, or you just start to find out like, oh, this person's really cool. I enjoy talking to them.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody that happens like Clara makes me laugh. Like I love watching her videos. I love how she's starting to really enjoy the things that she's doing, and you see the journeys, and you see how people are coming along. And then you got new people like Gem Pops, who has his videos, and he's doing it with his family, and to Culinary Trapper, and obviously you have Frog Prince, Chris K&L, and then McDorks. They're going in a lot of directions and being creative, and that's what it's all about. It's your channel, it's your way of having fun, and as long as you continue to have fun, I mean, go with it. You know what I mean? Like I said, Caitlin will always say, it's not a competition, but at the same time, we're also being creative. Everybody's being creative and trying to find ways to provide entertainment, and that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it. So keep that going, everybody, because I love coming into the lives and checking things out and just trying to find a spin on it. So, all right. Well, we appreciate you guys hanging out and being here. Like I said, it means a lot to us. And if you're checking us out for the first time, we hope that you have pretty much like we've earned your subscription, to Sassy and myself. There's some great people in the chat. Check them out. You'll enjoy it quite a bit. How's it going, Papa Willie? But you know what I'm saying?
Matthew.
But so, and Cisco recently has got to 1K.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
So definitely for that. But this community is amazing. We love you guys. Thank you for the support. Keep supporting everybody else. That's how it works. Extend the hand and hold it tight. Go in the direction. Keep it right. All right, guys.
Thanks for coming, everybody. It was fun. Even though I was nervous at first, I don't know why, but it was fun. Thanks, Eric, and I look forward to many more with you.
And that's what we're doing, guys. We're gonna everybody to showcase their town, their hometown. So that's what we are. It's, you know, it's, what are we doing, Sassy? It's popping
Popping around the world.